So to create your step definition, so the step to do that from your feature file is to go back to your feature file. So before I do that, just to explain what feature step definition are. So this is a C# code actually that allows you to kind of convert your features into a code that is readable. As you know that your features are in English, so and you need the binding attribute to be able to convert it also. So like a skeleton, right? So that combines them together like a glue that combine. Yeah. So basically, for you to be able to run your code in C#, you need to generate that step that feature step in C#. So and yeah, so this is how you need to do. So you will go to your feature steps and right click on it. Once you right click on that steps, you can right click anywhere on the purple section. Okay. So then once you right click on generate steps. Okay. So once you click on generate step, if you have not all the steps that you have not generated, right, will be displayed for you, right? As you can see, you can select the one that you want to generate. Yeah. So, but for a start, of course, you want to generate everything. So you make sure that everything is selected, right? So then after that, you click on generate. But before you do that, this is very, very important. I think the next step will appear. So, and also you need to ensure that you are saving it in the right place, right? So, okay, once you click on generate, right, so you ensure that you are saving it in the right place. I think this is another thing that SpecFlow did not get right, actually. So, because when you are trying to run it, right, you will try to kind of save it in your feature steps, which is not the right approach. You want to save it in your step definition step. So that will mean that ensure that you kind of change the location, right, that you're saving it. Otherwise, you'll be looking for it in the step definition folder, but it's not there. Ensure that you change your location to where your step definition is. This is very, very important. So that's the reason why I kind of highlighted that this particular step. Okay. So once you've done that, so click on save. So once you save it and go back here, ensure that you click save all. So save everything. Okay. So once you save everything and you also see your step definition created for you, right? So you would have some pending like that. So now let's go back to the feature files. So in the feature file, you can see here is purple, right? So once you save everything and your step definition is created, those purple colored lines will change to white. So which means that they are binding to a particular step definition. If they're not binding or there's nothing at the back of that, yeah, you will still be purple. Once you have a purple step definition step, it means that something is wrong, it's not binding, or you've just made a mistake. Okay, you need to ensure that. So not every time you have to be generating it, because sometimes I will tell you each of this line is one-to-one mapping with your step definition. So which means that you cannot go back. Okay, hold on 1 minute. I just want to explain this better so that, yeah, because this is very, very crucial. So you cannot go back here and say, when I click on the search fields and you put S here, by putting X here, it will just unbind this particular step. So, and which means that you are not able to do that again. You are not able to see it again. So if you do that and you change the inside, so what you need to do, you need to go into the step definition of that particular step and add this, what you added again. If you add S to the end of this, you need to go back to the step and then add the S and save everything. Then it will bind automatically, rather than creating another step again for that. So if you do that, you will have a redundant code, because the one that you generated before will still be there and it's not useful. Okay. And that, okay. Now, okay, now to link back to where your steps where your steps are created, what you need to do is on your feature step, you can right click and say, instead of saying generate step definition now, you can say go to step definition. Once you do that, it takes you to that particular step definition in your code, right? Which you've generated, right? So because you need to be able to go to the right step, because you are going to be writing code for what that step would do, right? So that is one way to go to the C# code at the back of your steps, okay? That is one. Or you could also, yeah, like this one now, you could click on that step. Once you click on that step, then press F12. Once you press F12, that will take you to the step definition. Yeah. Or the same way, click on that step and click on Control Shift Alt S, right? So that would also take you to that particular step definition at the back of the feature steps, okay? All right, so now what we need to do is to update our step definition with that steps. So as you can see now, this is my step. I need to add this particular step. This particular step kind of instantiates my driver, right? So I'm just saying, okay, assign my driver to webhook.driver. So basically, I want to add that to my text. So I just add it to my class search step at the top of that. That's what I need to do. So then, as you can see, this is it here on line 10. I just add WebDriver. So this means saying I'm going to use a driver, right? So in this sense, if you go to, let us make it just real actually. So in this journey, we are going to be traveling, right? We need a driver. We are going to be calling this driver, whether you call it James, Kasali, Ramoni, or Deji. So but you will need a driver that will carry you through journey. Every time you will be calling the driver. But what you need to do, our driver is stored in webhook, right? But we want to bring it into our search step. So for us to be able to do that, you want to say, oh, Mr. Driver, come into this particular class for me because I need you. I need your service. So this is you calling the driver and say, come in, I need your service. So you do that by writing a line of code like this, okay? So then you carry on right from there, and you will now say, driver, I need you to take me to this URL, right? That's what you're saying here, okay? Because you need to go to prepmedia.com, because in your step, right, at the top here, you said giving and navigate to prepmedia.com, right? So at the back of your step, you want to now tell your driver and say, driver, please navigate. That means take me to, yeah, go to URL. This URL in the quotes. That's what you're saying, right? So this allows you to be navigated to www.prepmedia.com. So you just put it in your given step where you have the given step, and that's that. So as you can see now, I am now calling my driver, Mr. Driver. Yes, please. Can you navigate, okay, to this URL for me? Right, that's it. So, and if I call my driver, Deji, okay, Deji driver, navigate, go, okay, it will ask you, where do you want to go to URL? What URL? https://www.prepmedia.com. That's where you want to go. And if you're able to do that, it just means that you've been able to set up your first Selenium Specular automation testing. Then pat yourself at the back. Congratulations, you are now an automation tester. But before you can get certified as an automation tester, you need to run your test, right? So how do you run your test to ensure that it actually runs, okay? So what you need to do is go to your menu, just to be sure that if you don't see your Test Explorer, I think we've gone through this before, but just to go through it again, on your menu, click on Test and click on Test Explorer. So that will show you the test. So as at now, because we've not actually run the test, it would kind of display like this without any test. So what you now need to do is build your test, okay? To build, click on the build menu and build solution. That is one way. And I also showed another way. I said you can also right click on your solution, then do build. So, but right now, let's just go with this. So the build solution will generate your DLL. So build in your bin directory. If you don't know what DLS is, don't worry about that. That's just an extra information. Okay. So then after that, you have your test explorer that appears like this, right? Which you can expand by clicking the arrow beside it. Okay. Once you click on it, you can continue expanding it until the last part, okay, that hasn't got the arrow. So this is your test, so that you can run. So what you now need to do is right click. You can right click on the last part to run the last part, but you can right click on the top to run the top. So it's kind of like a route. So let's say you have 2 steps in 2 particular tests here. So you can right click on the last one to run only one, or you want to right click on the parent that's got the 2 tests if you have two tests. So then you will run both of them together. So just right click and click or run. So, and that will run your step. And so one thing it would do is like, fire up the Chrome driver for you and put this stripe on there that your Chrome is being controlled by automation test software, and so that you know that this is the instance that is using. So, and then that is that. So, okay, and that is where we're going to stop for now. So I know, yeah, so that we'll just take some session for practical. Okay, thank you.